What do the Browns have to do to get the win in this? What do they need to avoid in order to beat the Steelers and get a much-needed win on Monday night?
Well, I think the defense is going to have to play the way that it has been playing and try to get some takeaways. The defense, once again, if you have your full complement of guys in the secondary, and if you've got Miles and Jadavian and JOK, I'm very impressed with this defense right now. And I think that they can hang with and shut down, a lot of offenses, not every single offense in the NFL. Not exactly sure how they would do against the Chiefs right now, but I think they can manage the Steelers offense for sure. And then you're going to have to be able to run that ball. I mean, you've got, with a combination of Nick and Kareem and Dearness Johnson, you're going to have to rely on those things because you're just not sure if your passing game is going to be what you need it to be. And the Steelers, if TJ Watt is healthy, he cracked some ribs against the Titans 2 weeks ago, but if he's healthy and he's coming off that edge the way that he can, as a bona fide NFL Defensive Player of the Year candidate, he's a game wrecker in his own right. And the Browns obviously have some tackle situations that are a little bit challenging this season. And if TJ gets rolling, he can kind of get the game out of hand for you in a hurry. So they need to manage him as well as they can.
Yeah, and again, they got to avoid the turnovers. We saw what those do to a team that isn't throwing the ball and able to overcome it in that Packers game. So just kind of a gut feeling. Do you think the Browns are able to get it done against the Steelers on Monday night?
I think they can. I absolutely think they can. And the only way that they wouldn't is if the emotion of Ben's last game takes over and everybody plays way, way, way over their heads. Remember the emotion that the Browns played with when Juju Smith-Schuster gave them the motivation that they needed before that playoff game? Well, the same thing could happen to the Steelers if Ben gives them the win one for the Gipper speech before the game. And everybody in that whole entire stadium knows that it's his last game there. So if that's the case, then the Steelers, might be able to steal this one. But from a talent standpoint, the Browns should be able to win, and I actually think they will.
You think the beginning of this game is kind of critical and I know you can't expect the Browns to come out and do what they did in that playoff game in Pittsburgh and get out to a 28-0 lead. But I think as long as it doesn't get away and you let the emotion lead to a couple of big plays early, I think that's kind of what you want if you're a Browns player or fan.
Yeah, the Browns don't want to get behind because they don't pass well to get back into a game. So they don't want to fall behind. And as you mentioned, a big play early can change everything, the way that it did in that playoff game. And again, the way that it did in the early going against the Bengals with that 99-yard pick six. So if you can get a couple of those kinds of plays early on and sort of take that crowd out of the game, because it will be very, very loud. When they played that playoff game and the wild card game, they did not have fans in the stands. So it's going to be a different atmosphere, a playoff atmosphere. Again, Monday Night Football, everything on the line. It doesn't get any better than this.